welcome back from Abuja, where we had Ibrahim Adra with more news. Now, the Brigham Foundation, in partnership with Macmillan Cancer Support Centre UK, has organized its first training on cancer and palliative care for nurses and doctors in Nigeria. Sponsored by the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, Total and partners, the training is focused on improving the quality of cancer treatment and palliative care in Nigeria.
The World Health Organization says there are 100 new cancer cases each year, with at least 80,000 cancer-related deaths in Nigeria. But then, the subject of death is not very popular amongst Nigerian families. This partnership between Brigham Foundation and Macmillan Cancer Support Centre UK seeks to train doctors and nurses to develop skills in dealing with terminally ill cancer patients.
We hope to share our expertise and encourage others to take forward, with support from the Brigham Foundation, in developing a high-quality cancer, palliative and end-of-life care vision, which includes bereavement care.
We're hoping that at the end of the two-day workshop, people will be a lot more aware of the fact that you have a terminal diagnosis does not mean that you have to live a miserable life as a result of it. It's about the quality of life that you live and the length of life that you live, and that you die pain-free and with dignity.
The training of 100 medical practitioners, which starts tomorrow, 7th of November, is made possible with the support of NNPC, Total and partners.
We have identified health as one of the areas of focus in our corporate social responsibilities. And so we are doing quite a lot in this area. And cancer is one issue that has been identified as being very problematic in this country. And so I already mentioned the initiatives we have deployed, especially in Lagos State government, to create awareness with mammogram centers. We are going to deploy 2 before the end of this year to Lagos State. And we intend this to go around. So we are working on this when Brigham Foundation approached us that there could be training for health practitioners on this. And we saw this as keen into our health initiatives, and so we quickly bought into it and agreed to sponsor.
Cancer palliative care is given to cancer patients to help them live positively, even if it does not treat the disease. It is meant for late-stage illness and hospice care.
Ogun State government is certainly leaving nothing to chance when it comes to power supply to its citizens. And that's why the state is targeting an additional 5 megawatts to the already existing 15 megawatts at its independent power plant project in Abeokuta, the state capital. That's up from the 10 megawatts being currently generated at the plant. The project is a public-private partnership between the state government and Lishabi Power.
We are heading for a maximum of 15 megawatts, which is allowable under the law that allows private generation. It's actually called captive generation. By the time we are fully on the 15 megawatts, we're going to power the hospitals, the state hospital at the Jai, and the FMC, the Federal Medical Center at Idiaba, as requested, though it's not actually the responsibility of the states, but we're considering giving them power. Since they are in the capital area, we are giving OGTV power from that power plant. Also, we are giving the Water Corporation at Berekodo. Either though, Water Corporation has been able to produce enough potable water, but the power is always failing them to pump it out. When they need to give water, they need continuous power to keep pumping so that it gets to the nook and cranny of the city. So these have been a failure in the past, but with the new power plant, they'll be able to, as soon as they produce the water, they'll be able to send water out to everybody.
And from there, we're going on to the business news of the day. Here is Melinda Akilami.
You first. First Bank.
Many thanks, Ladi. Welcome to Business News. Oil prices hit their highest since 2015 today as Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman tightened his grip with the arrest of top officials over the weekend in an anti-corruption crackdown. Analysts say the uncertainty generated by the future king's action was the reason for the spike in the price of international benchmark, jumping to more than $62 a barrel from $50 in the first half of the year. Benchmark Brent crude futures rose by 3% to $63.94 a barrel. Shareholders of Lafarge Africa plc have approved its merger with Atlas Cement and United Cement Company. The approval was given at an extraordinary general meeting in Lagos, southwest Nigeria. The CEO of Lafarge Africa says the merger is part of an asset consolidation which began in June 2014 and has recorded an installed cement production capacity which has grown over the years.
This is a meeting to satisfy the court order in the process of the merger of United Cement Company of Nigeria Limited, Atlas Cement and Lafarge Cement, which is now Lafarge Africa plc. Following the process, which started in 2014, the shareholders of Lafarge, who are the majority here, are already aware of the merger, but are reminded of the implications and benefit.
Eliminates cost efficiencies arising from duplication of resources such as financial reporting, operating and administrative, as well as human resources.
To gain further knowledge on the future of the companies, some shareholders have questions on employees from Atlas and UNICEM, which the chairman assures would remain on the payroll of the company, as well as the position of shares.
The share certificates issued to shareholders of both UNICEM and Atlas shall be cancelled and become void and cease to be of value.
To complete the process, the shareholders have to vote to approve the scheme document to merge the companies, and this is done electronically.
All of the 4,441,967,267 shares were voted unanimously in favor of the resolution. I therefore declare the motion unanimously carried.
And so it's a new dawn for the cement industry in Nigeria with a now expanded Lafarge Africa plc.
By strengthening Lafarge Africa and having a stronger player will of course benefit the cement industry.
Lafarge Africa plc now promises better days for its shareholders as it solidifies its market position as a result of this merger. Ini John Mekwa reporting for Channels Television News.
Profit-taking in key sectors from the insurance, energy and consumer goods sector put the all-share index in a negative start at the close of Monday's trading session. Chimeze tells us more.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. It was a struggle between the bulls and the bears in the markets today. After so much bargain hunting, the bears got the upper hand towards the close of the market, with the index down, though marginally, by 0.02%. The major drag was profit taken in most of the stocks in the consumer goods sector, namely 7-Up, International Breweries, Flour Mill and Nigerian Breweries. Market breadth closed positive, 23 gainers against 20 losers. Diamond Bank gained most in terms of price movement, while Champion Breweries led the price decliners. The volume traded was quite huge, about 467 million shares. However, transaction value dropped to about 3 billion naira from Friday's close in 4,274 deals. And because the market traded positive for the better part of today's session, traders expect the index to reverse into the green on Tuesday. And that was the Stock Market Report. I'm Chimezie Obi Iwago.
Stocks continue to trade at all-time highs on the back of more strong earnings. With more details is VOA Channels TV business correspondent Jill Manandrino from the VOA studio in New York.
Equities were trading slightly higher to flat midday as technology shares extend gains among U.S. averages amid better than expected earnings. There were also several M&A stories today driving stocks, with Qualcomm confirming that Broadcom made a $70 per share offer, while Sprint and T-Mobile terminated its merger talks. In non-M&A news in the semiconductor sector, AMD jumped initially after the Wall Street Journal reported it was teaming up with rival Intel to thwart a common competitor, NVIDIA, planning to announce a laptop computer chip chip that combines an Intel processor and AMD graphics unit. The S&P 500 hit intraday all-time highs at 2591, while the NASDAQ and Dow Industrials also reached record best intraday levels. Now let's take a look at earnings with over 80% of the S&P 500 in the books. Third quarter S&P 500 earnings were tracking to an 8% year-over-year increase, 1.2% above the prior week. Excluding the hurricane-riddled financial sector, growth jumps to an impressive 11%. Energy and technology have generated the most upside to expectations and are contributing more than 80% to the S&P 500's overall growth, and have seen estimates for the next 3 quarters rise. Forward earnings estimates for the S&P 500 have fallen just about 0.2% since reporting season began, well above average, at least partly reflecting some tax policy lift, in addition to the favorable overall macro environment. This week, 49 S&P 500 companies will report third quarter results. In New York, I'm Jill Malandrino, and this is VOA Channel's Business News.
Mixed sentiments trailed global stock markets at the close of Monday's session following investors' reaction to the rising oil prices and U.S. President Donald Trump's visit to Asia. Let's take a look at those numbers. That's Business News. It's back to you, Ladi.
You first. First Bank.
Thank you, Melinda. After 32 years of hosting powerful crusades in Lagos, international evangelist Reinhard Bonnke returns to Nigeria for a farewell crusade tagged Passing the Burning Touch, which holds between November the 8th and 12th, 2017. The 77-year-old evangelist will be handed over the baton to evangelist Daniel Colander, 50 years after he left Germany to begin a tour of Africa with the message of salvation. During a news conference in Lagos, where he was asked why Nigeria is still dealing with rising waves of crime in spite of the many crusades and religious activities in the country, Mr. Bonnke said God is the final judge.
And the seed was the best seed ever, the Word of God. And it fell on different soil, stony ground, thorny ground, hard-trodden ways, but it also fell on very fertile ground. And really made roots. So we will find until today that the results are different, but we still have to obey the Word of God, to preach the gospel to all peoples and all nations, and leave the judgment about it all to God.
Still ahead on the news at 10, World Cup winner Andre Pirlo formally announces his retirement from professional football after a trophy-laden 22-year career. Please stay on with us.